So sorry if you've already covered this, but what was the big turning point for you to stop? Did you wake up one day and think enough was enough? Lost my best friend and brother to addiction. I'm so sorry to hear that. That's terrible. Addiction is a bastard. And I'd like to say that I did wake up and I just snapped and I was like, I'm done. And every time I was on a come down, I felt like that. Every single time I was on a come down, I would say, never again. I'm not going to do it next weekend. I'm not going to do it next weekend. And I'd end up back doing it again. Um, I don't know what the turning point was, if I'm honest with you. I just got to a point where it was like, if I don't do this, I'm going to end up dead. Do you know what I mean? That's how it kind of, that's kind of how it went down. I thought, if I don't start doing something about it now, I'm not going to live to see my 36th birthday. And I was either going to end up unaliving myself out of depression, or I was going to end up like having a heart attack, or God knows what was going to happen. But I just didn't want to get to that rock bottom point, you know, like I was at rock bottom, but I didn't want to lose my house. I didn't want to, lose my job. I didn't want to lose my kids. And I just knew that that's what was coming if I carried on. So I just had to stop. And I knew that the only way I was going to stop was if I stopped drinking, because it was only when I drank really that I used the Coke. So I knew that the only way for me to really pack it in was to pack up the drink, because every time I had a drink, I'd want it, So that was the answer for me. But yeah, there wasn't one defining moment. There were lots of different moments where I decided enough was enough, but it takes a while for it to actually stick, You've got to really want it. And I relapsed even after the first couple of times when I tried to get sober and clean, and I've obviously relapsed after 5 months last time, and now I'm nearly 7 months or 6.5 months. And I had a wobble last Friday. It's difficult, but you've just got to remind yourself of those dark times, because that's what keeps you going when you are struggling.